Hello traders, welcome to today's video. It is Monday, the 4th of December. Bitcoin has hit 42k, a massive move up to start the week here, continuing with the insane parabolic advance that we've seen over the past few weeks. And this is starting to feel rather climactic right now. 42k has been a massive level for quite some time. It's been a level that we've been aware of. I think 38, 42, 46 being the main levels. We also have some liquidity up here at 42,976 or 43k basically. That is another level that we could be looking at. But this video coming a little bit later than I wanted it to be released at. Had a bit of a hectic morning, but yeah, very, very nice to see this move up. And it does feel like it's extremely steep now. We've been talking about the likelihood that this ends in a very big move in one direction or another. We were talking about the trend being up, so why the hell would you short it? And yeah, we have had that move that has essentially broke through that POC, held above it. So this is your macro point of control. We managed to then hold above it and then get that continuation over the weekend. Okay, so you can see here as we broke that point of control, then managing to hold, no retrace here, very, very healthy. Open interest was still looking good, everything was still looking good, and then a big impulse up. And this tends to be how you see these moves start to end. So 38 to 42k, decent move, and what we have seen so far this morning has been quite significant. So once again, this is now the trend. It's too steep now. Essentially, it's too steep now. If we continue with this speed, we're going to be at new all-time highs by the new year, and it's highly unlikely that that's going to happen. So I think this is probably the last time we have a line that holds. This is probably the extent of our parabolic advance, and we start to form some kind of, yeah, okay, we can go a little bit higher, but I do think we're on the verge now of starting to break this back down and starting to test some key levels below. We've had a decent rejection this morning already, so we can have a little bit look at a little bit more of the data on here. Until we go and really find a top here, I think it's difficult to find like levels below, but obviously if you're looking at your overall POC of the range that we've had recently, or at least this whole parabolic move that we've had up, that takes you back to a situation where this obviously not the monthly open anymore. I've got it still labeled as the monthly open. It is a monthly level. So move back down towards those 35, 34k area at some point seems quite likely. Now, we don't know if this is going to be the top here or whether we're going to extend even further. But yeah, 10 to 15, 20% correction would be pretty reasonable after seeing a move that we've had so far. Going on to let's go on exo charts quickly, and I'll just briefly explain this. So the move up that we had this morning was overall very, very healthy. Okay, you can see rising in open interest. This was going on across the board. We had that continuing rise of open interest, long positions opening, but managing to move price. So that is bullish. Okay, as long as it open interest and long as it opening and they are moving price in the intended direction, that is bullish. And then we've just seen this sweep as we came into 42k, big profit taking going on from long positions starting to close out. Shorts relatively flat here as the majority of them have already been squeezed out. If we have a look on AgriTrade, we can see once again here, enormous profit taking on spot. So a lot of this move down that we've had is profit taking from spot positions. Okay, you can see delta all the way back down, basically correcting the entire weekend price action. So reaccumulation around 38k, send it to 42, take profit at 42, and we are done. Once again, like we saw last week, the final move off of this being perps driven in order to get price to 42k to run those final liquidations. Spot not following. So spot was driving the majority of the move up initially. They then just chilled out a little bit. Perps took over, sent it to 42k, and now we get this profit taking once again. So this is another area in which you should be probably reducing a long exposure. It's still an uptrend, okay? We've only just swept very local lows from this move down, so it's still an uptrend. You want to be careful with shorts because we've seen how fast this can move, but it is starting to get to that point where it feels fairly climactic here. Going on to another important thing to be looking at, funding chilled out slightly, but we had funding at like 0.06 on the last round of funding here on Bitcoin. A lot of altcoins also seeing very high funding right now. So something to be aware of. This is often when this starts to get to this kind of extreme where everything across the board is high funding, then it does tend to give us a decent local top indication, at least on here. So we can see the weighted funding going kind of high right now. We can see that this funding here starting to increase quite a lot as well. Our open interest, once again, across the board, pretty healthy on the move up, but that's now started to correct. So another thing that can signal at least a local top here. And then with the liquidations, we've basically run out at this stage of shorts to liquidate. It's come through everything. And now we are left with situations like here. Okay, we've got quite a big cluster of long liquidations at 41,200 essentially. So a move down to around about that 41,200 could be likely. And then the major concentration of this is back at 38k. I do think we get a test of 38k once again at some stage. But yeah, who knows how much higher this can go. I am going to keep this very short. I'm doing a live stream tonight, but I just wanted to go over the important data. I've got to shoot off in a minute. I've had a mad morning trying to deal with bloody insurance companies for my car and stuff, and I need to go and drive. So yeah, I will be back this afternoon for the crew, and I'll be back this evening for you guys. We are going to do a live stream tonight, 8 p.m. UTC. So I will see you there. Hit the like button, hit subscribe if you've not done so already. And yeah, enjoy the gains from this morning. It's been a very nice thing to wake up to. And yeah, I hope you've taken some good profits. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.